We're having some fun also at development on the wide body side, on the Dreamliner side for cargo, when we're expanding our footprint in Asia. But in regards to the team, I have a fantastic team. Of course, they're also still learning, because although I, in my view, hired the best people in what they did in the industry, for everybody, a startup airline was new. So you think that you've known it all because of the sizes of the international airlines that I've worked in, but then you realize that the technical aspect of starting a new freighter airline is very much different. So the team is still learning. Like I said, last year, at the end of last year, we got the last managers on board. So they are ready in overall, but we still have development roadmaps for everybody as well, because again, we are all learning as we go, but we have the right team together to do that together.
We are here at Hong Kong for the IATA World Cargo Symposium. And at this conference, we are trying to bring some of the best conversation with global leaders from the air cargo industry. And with me in conversation today is Kirsten de Bruijn, Executive Vice President Cargo at WestJet. Kirsten, great to have you again.
Hi, Reji. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Kirsten, by April this year, you will complete 1 year of the launch of the WestJet cargo freighter operations. How do you look back and the first year of the launch, and what are some of the highlights that you would like to pick up?
Yeah, so I think we've learned a lot. The thing that I'm most proud of is that we launched the new freighter operation safely and secure. So that means the preparations that we did, because obviously safety first, were well done in advance in order to make sure that it was a good launch of the operation. Some of the highlights, what I've learned, for example, is how to operate freighters in the cold. You know, we've had some of the most coldest days of -40, so that definitely has been challenging, because it's different than a passenger operation where you're connected to a gate, right? And it was also new for the organization, by the way. We successfully launched Cuba. You know, WestJet Group acquired another airline called Sunwing, and they're one of the biggest operators into Cuba. So we've complemented that with a freighter operation to supply the tourism there, which is really good. And it's working very well. We've closed successful partnerships. I mean, I can give you a whole list. I think overall, we still have work to do. A year has flown by so quickly that we have to continue to focus. But, you know, with the best team that I've hired, and also, by the way, one of the best accomplishments is the team that we brought in to make this a success.
Kirsten, do you think that you have the team finally ready, prepared, and stabilized to take the freighter operations to the next step, combining the strength of the belly cargo of the WestJet, increasing passenger network?
We're having some fun also at development on the wide body side, on the Dreamliner side for cargo, when we're expanding our footprint in Asia. But in regards to the team, I have a fantastic team. Of course, they're also still learning, because although I, in my view, hired the best people in what they did in the industry, for everybody, a startup airline was new. So you think that you've known it all because of the sizes of the international airlines that I've worked in, but then you realize that the technical aspect of starting a new freighter airline is very much different. So the team is still learning. Like I said, last year, at the end of last year, we got the last managers on board. So they are ready in overall, but we still have development roadmaps for everybody as well, because again, we are all learning as we go, but we have the right team together to do that together. Yeah.
Kirsten, you also had a number of partnerships announced with the different airlines, different freight forwarders. Tell us a bit more about the importance of such partnership and how it's actually adding to your overall business of cargo operations in WestJet.
Yeah. No, I think we've all realized that since COVID, that partnerships are key, right? And I mentioned that also earlier in the panel. Like, you can want to do it all alone, but every partner has different strengths, and it's impossible to be the best at everything. And so finding the right partners that are better at you in their domain, or can add or supplement something to expand your reach and both be successful, is something that we are continuously doing. And, you know, I know that some of the airlines are friendly competitors, but if you're both more successful, you both flourish if the partnership makes sense from both sides. So really finding the win-wins on both sides, either if it's handling or operational companies or other airlines is really crucial to make sure that what is in it for both, because we are so dependent off of an entire array of companies and supply chain for the whole supply chain of air cargo. This is the way forward for us. Yeah.
What are your key priorities for 2024, your second year of operation?
But we are in WCS, and now I have to say sustainability and digitization. So I think for us, if I just look at only WestJet and very selfishly, so we further expand on our digital capability. So it is one of our priorities because, we implemented a system a year and a half ago, but still it's not at the point where we are, you still have developments here and there. So that takes a long time. Operational capability, so it can fall under digital as well, but really investing in the track and trace and the cargo IQ of the world is something we've never done before. So that's on the roadmap for today. And then obviously our people remain a focus in making sure they stay educated, et cetera, et cetera. Sustainability, the 3P. So we have the people, the planet, and the profit. I think that we are very highly strong on the people part. I think it's also in the DNA of Canadians. Look, Canada is so big, you have to fly. So we know, else nobody will come anywhere. So I think the Canadians know that the sustainable in terms of planet is really crucial, and the people in order to keep our country the way that it is. So that's also something that we're working on and to formalize more of a strategy on.
Kirsten, WestJet freighter operations were started at the rock bottom or somewhere near at the global air freight market. Mm-hmm. When you look at the global air freight market today and the freighter operations economics, for example, what is your assessment and how does the global sentiments match with what is seen in Canadian market?
Yeah. So, our company profile is a little bit different, like I said, because we do a lot of domestic cargo. So that's not really subject to the global air freight market. It's quite stable and every year grows a little bit more than the GDP. So domestically, we don't have that much fluctuations. Last year, we saw on our wide body and also the freighter was tough, but we do see Europe as well is picking up. So it's performing better than we expected. We hope to announce a route that we're starting again soon, but I can't say anything right now. So we see a little bit more appetite for more volume. Look, we are a startup airline, so it's not like everything, we've been operating for 9 months now. So you can't invest in a strategic pillar and then expect within a year everything is hunky-dory because we're not in that market anymore. But I do think that we are gradually seeing a slight increase in volume and rates. Yeah.
Kirsten, you were also at the opening plenary of the IATA WCS in a special opening session on talking about sustainability, digitalization, safety and security, key important topics of IATA WCS here in Hong Kong. What do you think as the leader of cargo at WestJet? What is your perspective on the micro and the macro level on these three topics? These are big topics. What is done at the ground level and what is at the broad level?
I mean, at a micro level, for me, it's a little bit easier to pertain it to WestJet, right? With the demand increase in e-commerce, everything in Canada comes in two big hubs. It's Vancouver and Toronto. But the country is the second biggest country in the world and twice the size of the European Union, so it has to go somewhere. We still struggle with that entire safe supply chain. For us, it's really partnering up because we need our handlers to catch a lot of the undeclared DGs and stuff like that. So that's really micro. That's the really tactical thing that we are very much focused on at the moment for safety. If you talk about digitization, we've always said that we are the new and upcoming airline that we want to be easy to do business with. We have become easier to do business with, but real self-serve capabilities is something that we have to continue to develop in. And I think we don't, the industry is very much focused on freight forwarders, but we need to come up with the solutions for the B2C cargo customer because we have so much domestic. So I think that's a micro one. And then in terms of sustainability, for us at the moment, it's the people and the development of talent because we know SAF is not readily available and we don't have enough and everybody talks about that, but we can really make a difference on the people side. Macroeconomic level and the bigger picture, I think that we need to come up with a proper strategy for this industry for all these topics and whatever comes for the coming 10 to 15 years. And because these three words we've been talking about for quite a long time. And so I do think that what's next and behind it and really having a vision for the long term and not just some vision of slogan or whatever, but real concrete, who are we in the next 15 years? And that we as an industry leader team actually focus on that. Because after these 3 words, I mean, and the deliverables, there will be new development. So we shouldn't really continue to focus on this alone. Yeah.
Kirsten, thank you so much. Always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Reji. All right. Thank you.